All right, welcome everybody. This is a new show that I'm doing. It's called All Things Considered. So I'm going to try to treat this like a news show where I talk about positive things going on, any really good news going on in the community. I want to stray away from the negative and the drama. So, like my general elevator pitch before I start every episode of my other show, Shedding Your Skin, support USARK. They fight for our rights as reptile keepers. I am a bronze member. Boom. So yeah, if you're not supporting USARK and you keep these animals, you probably should, because they advocate for us on the local, state, and federal level. And there's a lot of things going on various locations throughout the country. So one, you can stay on top of the issues and be informed, and you also have somebody that's fighting for your rights to keep these animals. So enough about that. Let's get into some things that are going on in the community. So recently, RGI announced that Desert Ghost was polygenic, which means there's multiple genes that go into that visual look. So that's some pretty cool news. That's something different than from what our current understanding was regarding recessive mutations in ball python. So that's cool. I may have overreacted a little bit in my last video, but that's only because I have possible hets. I wouldn't get into much hysteria over this until there's more information about it. But in the meantime, here's the snakes that I have that are het or possible het for Enhancer and Desert Ghost. This is a normal double het clown genetic stripe. And I showed these off in the video that I released on Tuesday. So if you watch that, then this isn't news to you. Here's a pinstripe, double het clown genetic stripe, possible het enhancer. And those are both males from Antoine and High Desert Pythons. And then last one is a female who just shed out. So this is a better look than what was in my video on Tuesday, but this is a normal 100% het for genetic stripe, possible het Desert Ghost. So, I mean, hopefully, I hit the odds and, things work out for me. If not, it's not really that big of a deal. I'm not too heavily invested in that project from a monetary standpoint at this point. So I'm just going to keep my plans as they are, and I'll revisit them once there's more information about Desert Ghost and Enhancer as far as the genetics go. Whether or not I test those animals now or wait for the clutch, that's something I'll decide upon later. Waiting for more input and advice, because I still want to try to hit genetic stripes. That would be cool. So it's not something I'm totally going to abandon. All right. That being said, let's get into some good news. For me, though it's not necessarily what I wanted to be sharing now. So I'm still waiting on my first clutches of the season. We're on day 42, I believe, for the butter to go. And that was paired to my super pastel leopard butter. So that one's getting to the point where it's a little bit alarming, but it's still not too terrible as far as the timeline goes. Maybe my temperatures in the tub aren't what I think they are, so it might be taking a little bit longer than anticipated. And the other one is only about 30, probably about a week late, so that would be day 37. Again, not terrible. She's the one that's moving around behind me. That is my Bumblebee Spark. She was paired to my buddy's Ivory, so that's a joint project. So hopefully she goes pretty soon. She's starting to move around and nest a bit. So again, I would really like to announce, that I had my first clutch of the season, but I have not yet. But I did hit a leopard gecko clutch for the first time in 3 years. My female leopard gecko laid a fertile egg. So that's pretty cool. She is a carrot tail and Raptor, and I believe the male that sired the egg was a jungle at Raptor. So there's a lot of things that could come out of that. Again, I don't really care either way. It's still kind of cool that I have a fertile leopard gecko egg. Like I said, it's the first time that she's given me slugs before. And like always, my co-host Stella is here to bother me while I'm doing this. So yeah, I mean, so the raptor is a polygenic thing as well. It can be multiple things go into that leopard gecko. So the resulting egg could be a lot, and the odds are, really not in my favor to have everything work out to hit that all gene and have the raptor pop out. So it could be a lot of things. And the jungle and the carrot tail, to my knowledge, are pretty much color lines, so they could possibly show up or be muted or something. Is my understanding when it comes to those gecko genetics. But the eclipse and Tremper albino are recessive. So there's a lot of combination of things that I could. But like I said, I'm really excited that I was able to have a fertile leopard gecko egg. It's currently in the incubator that's been set up for my ball pythons. I'm still waiting on them, but so it's at the higher temperature range. So if the egg does hatch, it will likely be male since they are sexed by incubation temperature. So hopefully in about 38 to 40-ish days, there's a little baby leopard gecko that's been produced here. So speaking of first clutches, this is what I wanted to do with the show is share the good news and give people shout outs. So these people are pretty close to me in the community. See them at barbecues, and we're in a group chat together. So I wanted to give a shout out to Nicole from Ladytis for hitting her first reticulated python clutch, which is already hatched out, and for hitting her first ball python clutch. I mean, it's really cool. I remember my first clutch, and I was super excited. There's a video that's in our group chat that is super exciting from Nicole when she was hatching out her reticulated pythons, and the excitement, the energy. If you've seen her on our live watcher show, that was all there. It was super exciting to watch that and sort of experience that. And another one in our group I want to give a shout out to is Jeremy Warfel from Morphs. He hit his first jungle carpet python clutch. That's pretty cool. I know he had some setbacks regarding a snake that was sold to him the wrong gender, but I'm happy it all worked out for him, and he was able to have his first clutch. And I saw pictures of him pipping today. So that's really cool. When you're excited, you're working on a project for a couple of years, you have a setback, and then you overcome that and produce something you've been waiting to produce for a while. So that's really cool. Congratulations to both of you guys. I didn't want to take your pictures and share them on here because I didn't have your permission to do it. And like I said last week and previously, I don't want to share things on here, at least pictures and things like that, without somebody's permission. And again, I'm sorry, because Stella always comes here and bothers me when I do these because I'm ignoring her. But anyway, so now to shout out some other people that stop it. To shout out some other people that maybe they had their first clutch or had an animal that had their first clutch. So the first one I wanted to shout out is, see if I can do this right. All right, there we go. This is from DC at Ladytis Exotics. I had to do some research into what actually makes up the dam in this clutch. It's wolfsbane. I don't know who coined the actual name for this morph, but anyway, it's his first clutch for this girl. She is a granite black pastel Mojave sable, and she was paired to a super phantom sable yellow belly fader, and that's a lot. That's a lot of potential things that could happen. And I'm actually really excited to see what he produces here, because there's so many things at play. Everything's going to be a phantom, so that's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff at play, a lot of darker stuff. So I'd be really interested to see what he produces here. And The links for everybody's social media will be in the description to the video, so go ahead and check them out after I'm done here, giving them shout outs and talking about what's going on. All right. So the next one, I know if you follow him, you have seen him post multiple pictures of his first clutch. This is his first clutch ever. Is Will Adams from Will's Hella Heat. He paired a Orange Dream Entry double het puzzle clown to a Bumblebee het puzzle. So there's a lot of genes at play here. Hopefully he hits some puzzles. I'm not really too familiar with puzzle, especially when you have spider and some other genetics in there. It's going to be really hard, at least for me, to ID. So I hope he hits the odds here. I hope he proves them out. And again, I don't have the best information regarding puzzle, and I really haven't looked into what these animals would look like. But he's waiting on the first shed for these animals. So hopefully he has a better idea, and best of luck to him. And that's an awesome potential first clutch to have to produce visual puzzles. All right, and the last one here is from my best friend Brad. He's from Mountainside Herpetoculture, and this is his first clutch ever. So he paired a Kingpin Lesser to a Lesser Pos Het Ghost. So he wasn't trying to prove anything out here, but he hit the odds when it comes to Blue-Eyed Lucy's in this clutch. There are 3 there, and you can see there's also a pinstripe, and it looks like the last one in the egg is a lesser, but it's hard to tell. But he had his first clutch. I remember the feeling. His all pipped, and they all came out early. I mean, it is an awesome feeling, to produce your first clutch, especially when you've raised up the animals and you've been waiting for quite some time. So those were the shout outs for a week. I know this is probably a little bit shorter than I would have intended, but like I said, I want to make sure that I have people's permissions to share their information, share their photos and things like that. I don't want to make a show where I just where I have my browser open and I'm scrolling through various people's Instagram tabs or whatnot, and just using their photos and whatnot for shout outs. If I see it in a chat or something like that, I'll give you a shout out. But like I said, I'd prefer if you reached out to me and gave me permission to use your information in the back half of this show. I didn't really prepare too much on the news end, aside from an update from me and what's going on with the Desert Ghost genetic testing. So hopefully in subsequent weeks, as the show rolls out, there'll be more shout outs, more and more news in the beginning. But for now, I'm content keeping it rather short, so I can get some feedback from people watching, get some feedback from the community, and see maybe I have to pivot for the show, and maybe it is just me talking about myself and talking about the positive things in the community, and maybe less on the shout out side. But I really wanted to do something where I was giving back, where everything was positive, as far as no drama, no negativity. I just wanted to make a show where it was just all the nice things going on, because there's other shows where you can go and you can get that drama. And some of the issues I don't really want to bring light to. We know what they are. We know the things that have happened. And yes, they are bad. But to continuously share them on a large platform, that might get things out to the general public that may not, agree with how things are handled and may overreact rather than just contain a problem. So, I don't want to, be the guy that's talking about all, the gossip and drama in the community. I don't want to do that. At least not on this show. Privately, maybe it happens to the best of us, but publicly on this show, I want to keep things positive, and I don't want to, further some gossip, or I don't want to publicly share, at least on my channel, some of the things that I've seen going on drama-wise. I'm not into that. I'm here to see snakes and talk about snakes, and that's pretty much it. But anyway, check me out on Saturday for Shedding Your Skin, and it's going to be with Matt Summers. It's going to be later due to some scheduling between us and some things that are going on Saturday around the time I would normally start my show. So I want to, I'm fine with doing it a little bit later, so I have the best opportunity for viewers to watch me with my guests rather than catching it on the replay. Whether or not that's a good idea, I really don't care. It's been nice to change it up and accommodate some of my guests for times that work best for them. Excuse me. As long as I'm not stepping on the toes of people that I associate with on a regular basis, that's fine. Sometimes it happens. You have to put on a show, and sometimes your schedule has to change from your regular time. But check it out. It's going to be at 7:30. We'll probably talk about the DG stuff again. But yeah, check it out. I think the following week I have Chuck from Chilcondra, so that should be cool. A step away from all the ball python stuff that's usually on this channel. And then the following week, I believe it is the barbecue at Jeremy Warfel's the weekend before the 4th of July. So I don't know what I'm doing that weekend as far as Shedding Your Skin goes. I might do something from there. If not, I'll do something pre-recorded. Hopefully I can snag somebody to do something just for, to fill a spot, because I know I will likely either be driving home or driving there enjoying myself. So I won't have time to sit down and do something other than maybe just go live and walk around the barbecue and say hi to people. It all depends on my travel schedule and what it looks like as I get closer to that date. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you like the concept. You want to see something like this grow. So I will see you guys on Saturday. Remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.